Hello everyone, it's Nadine. Today we'll be testing out the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Jawbreaker palette. As you beautiful people know, this is about the product, not the people behind it. Any tiff you may have with them, please cast it away because this is a channel of positive energy. Okay? Thank you. So, how is everybody doing today? I, for one, am fabulous. It's a little bit chilly outside, so I'm actually taking advantage of it and fucking filming. I feel like for the last 2 months, every intro has been, oh my god, I'm dying of heat because my air conditioning has been out, but oh my god, I just applied for another apartment that is so much bigger, so much nicer. I'm gonna have air conditioning, or at least air conditioning that isn't broken. I'm even gonna have a patio. I can have parties and friends over and wine and cheese and all that gay ass shit. Oh my god, I'm so excited. But I do have a fan blowing on me. I'm sure you can hear it in my microphone, which is right here. I'm so sorry if it's noisy. Please bear with me. But I'm gonna try to film 2 videos today. I did order almost all of the Jeffree Star collection. I think the only thing I didn't get was, of course, his merch. Not that it's not pretty, but I can't really review that. And I think maybe he came out with lip scrubs. I didn't get those, and then I did not get his loose highlighters, but I did get his highlighter palette. I'm just not a big fan of his single, like, super shimmer highlighters, whatever they are. They're just too glittery, and I just can't give a good review on those because I hate glitter. But I did get his eyeshadow palette, his mini one, all of his lipsticks, his highlighter palette, so I will do individual reviews on those. I was gonna bundle it all together, but I feel like I can't give a really honest, in-depth review when I bundle so many things together, so we'll just do it separately. So sorry if it's Jeffree Star overload this month. The bitch will try to separate it with a few videos in between, but no guarantees. Anyway, let's fucking look at this palette, shall we? Actually, no, that was a bit of a premature ejaculation. Let's talk about it first. Oh fuck, before I forget, I am gonna be giving away 1 full-size Jawbreaker palette. It'll be brand new, I'll have it shipped straight to you. It's a worldwide giveaway, anybody can enter as long as you're either 18 or have your parents' consent. The only requirements are that you are subscribed to this channel, and please stay subscribed, I love having you, and that you follow me on Instagram. There will be a few other entry options, you don't have to do them, but the more that you do, the more entries you have, which means the more chances you have of winning. All of the details are in the Rafflecopter link down below. Good luck to everyone. So, I am a little bit late to the game in reviewing these, but at least we're getting to it. And these actually arrived to me very quickly. I do not order anything from Jeffree Star Cosmetics website anymore because it's just so much effort. Like, the website is super bogged down, it's slow, it takes a half an hour just to put one thing in my fucking cart. So, I'm sorry, but fuck it in the ass and not in the good way. Lately, I've been ordering from Beautylish. No, this is not sponsored, but they are the shit to order from, and yes, in a good way. I think I had everything that I ordered maybe 3 or 4 days after I ordered it. Shipping was free, the website was not bogged down at all. I really don't like recommending other sites other than the original persons because I know that they do lose money, but in this case, this was so much better than ordering straight from Jeffree, so I totally recommend it. Go through Beautylish. Plus, they have a really good return policy. I think Jeffree does have a good return policy in that you get 2 weeks, but honestly, we could do better because for me, even with 2 weeks, I don't really get enough time to really make sure that I love the product, and I think Beautylish has like a 90-day return policy, so it's really good. Again, I'm not trying to take any fucking business from Jeffree, but if you're in a time crunch like I was, Beautylish is awesome to order through. Now, because I ordered this through Beautylish, I'm gonna look at their reviews. They do have a star rating system, and this has 5 out of 5 stars. Fuck yes, that makes me very excited. I actually don't think there's any reviews lower than 5. Oh wait, there is a couple reviews lower than 5 stars. It looks like there's 1 2-star and a few 4 stars. So let's look at the 1 2-star review. This says, so much hype, got it, the pigment isn't the best, the colors didn't blend well together, super disappointed. That bums me out, but I honestly do kind of understand because a lot of his palettes are super hyped, and like with the last one, I liked it, but I didn't love it. The next low star review, which is 4 stars, I mean, that's pretty good, says, I own many of Jeffree's items, including the eyeshadow palettes. This palette is pigmented and fun to play with. I had no problems blending. With that being said, the shadows do have some kickback, but it's expected. Just as long as there's no fallout when I'm actually using it, I do typically kind of protect myself like a good-ass condom and put powder underneath my eyes, so I'm very glad that they said that because now I'll definitely do that. And the next lowest star rating says, it's beautiful, they just wish there was a protective sheet over the shadows during shipping. That's kind of weird that there isn't, but these are really good reviews. Like, I'm very impressed, people of Beautylish. Anyway, on to the 5-star reviews. This says, my package was stolen when it arrived to my house. Beautylish has wonderful customer service, and they received a new one. Okay, that has nothing to do with Jeffree Star, but good job, Beautylish. The next and last 5-star review we'll read says, the pros are that it's pigmented, the pastels can be built up or laid to be subtle, the metallic shades are simply the best. The cons are that it has a preservative or glue smell when you're close to the palette, but it has not irritated their eyes. That's the only con they have. I'm probably guessing that it's the glue because a lot of palettes do have a very fragrant glue. Everything looks good. Let's pop this bitch open. Pop it open. My gosh, that's what my prom date said to me. Alright, let's get it out of its little wrapping. Oh, Oh, I do like this packaging. Like, unlike his last ones, this isn't like terribly gaudy and not in a really inconvenient shape. Not that I don't enjoy the fact that the last palette was shaped like a big ass bulky coffin, but this is a little bit easier to store. Of course, the packaging is splattered like a Jawbreaker, or what I'd assume to be the aftermath of a Keebler Elf's Bukkake. Either way, I'm here for it and I like it. Let's open this up. Ooh, this is pink. I really like this. It's cute. I mean, this does kind of remind me of that terrible camouflage that was sadly popular back in the 90s, like early 2000s. I'm pretty sure Paris and Nicole probably wore it on The Simple Life, but if I pull myself away from that horrendous thought, I really like this. I have seen what the inside looks like a million times. Normally I try to steer clear of it, but because this was so fucking hyped, it was kind of difficult to avoid. So I do have some thoughts on it, but let's talk about that after I open this. And here we go. And yeah, that's weird. There is no protective sheet and you can see the imprints of the shadows on the mirror. That is really weird because I know that for my shadow palette, there is no extra cost to have that little sleeve inserted. So that's weird to me. Let me smell it. This doesn't really have a smell. And I mean, my face has been this close to some pretty undesirable body parts, so I know weird smells, and this has no smell at all. But let me take a moment to appreciate this. I actually love this in person way fucking more than I did online. Like, in the beginning, I just wasn't feeling it. But now that I have it in person, it kind of looks way fucking different than it does online. I actually know it doesn't, but I think just because my mind has been able to process it for the last, month, I can handle this a little bit more. So, the first impression that I got with this was that it is a fucking clusterfuck. And people were like, well, it's supposed to be like that, kind of like a Jawbreaker. Like how it just has a bunch of random ass colors splattered here and there, but my mind does not work well with those kinds of things. Like, I'm the kind of person that needs a very, very user-friendly layout. Like, my mind doesn't think that, oh, that color could go with this one all the way in the corner, that color could go with that one. Like, I either need these to be in quads or in some kind of order. So the only way I could look at this and not see it as a total shit show is if I kind of cover up the first two and the bottom two rows, because like that to me is a really pretty palette. Like, I can work with that. And then this to me on the bottom two is also another pretty, like, totally complete palette. And yes, you could totally mix and match all the colors. Now that I see it, they do seem like they'd all go together really well. But in the end, I actually really like this palette because even though it's so fucking big and a lot of shadows to work with, it's almost like I'm getting two separate palettes, and I really like that. And honey, I am not gonna lie, I know a lot of people didn't like the mini palette, but I am so excited to test that out because it has those purples in it. I am a fucking purple whore. Just a second, I need a sip of my Erster. Fuck, that's good. I am literally on the next level of faking my bouginess. I have some lime in here, some fresh berries. Oh my god. Just drinking this turns me gayer. Anyways, before we go in with the actual swatches, let me just do a few live ones. We have this yellow right here. I do remember from his other palette, which one was it? The Thirsty palette. I think he had a yellow in there, and honestly, it wasn't the best, so I'm really curious how this one compares to that one. And I mean, just from swatching, quality-wise, it does seem pretty similar. It looks good on my finger, but I had to really, really rub in there. So let's do that one. Let's also do this blue. This looks very pretty. This is soaked. Ooh, it's super soft, super pigmented. Let's go ahead and do Fuck. And then on my pinky, let's do Gumdrop. That's a really pretty lavender purple, kind of periwinkle. Let's go right there. That is nice. Oh my god. The excess, like, blew off of my arm and into my eye. Whew. Wow. Okay, let's move on. Let's go in front of the fan. This is the yellow. That's actually very nice. Like, it swatches much better than it applies to the finger. Then we have this beautiful blue, which, oh, that is nice. And finally, this kind of salmony pink, which... it's aight, it's kind of splotchy, but again, swatches really don't mean much. I don't really know why we do swatches anymore, but they're still kind of fun to do. But there we go, let me wipe those off with some water. I'm gonna apply some primer to this hand, and we can go in and swatch these bitches. Oh my god, it's been so fucking long since we've done the swatchy song. Y'all know the song, are you ready? It's swatching time. And first up we have Virgin, Good Morning, Bubblegum, Wow, Suck, Licorice, Cute, Fuck, and Gumdrop. And for the most part, I feel like these did swatch pretty good. The only ones that didn't really show up were the first two, Virgin and Good Morning, but those are really super fucking light, so I didn't really expect them to. Sometimes these lighter shadows will shock the shit out of me and show up on my hand, but usually they don't, so I'm not at all surprised. But I am kind of surprised about Cute. That kind of looks like shit. And I did swatch these using the primer that I always use. This is the Touch in Soul No Problem primer. It's a very good primer, but I don't know why that's swatched like that. Like, look at that. Isn't that that utter crap, but it could work marvelously on a brush on the eye, so I'm really not gonna judge it. I am gonna try to wipe these off with my makeup remover, and oh my god, there's glitter on it. Do you see that? What the fuck? Alright, well, we're just gonna ignore the glitter. I just want to see if any of these will stain. I really don't have a problem with eyeshadows staining. It's super common in the makeup world. Actually, it kind of looks like all of the colored ones stained, especially fuck, and maybe a little bit of gumdrop. Usually, in order to make eyeshadows vegan, you have to add a dye, and that's what stains the skin. Not a big issue for me. There are ways of kind of avoiding that by laying down a really good concealer or a primer on the eye. No big ish. Oh my god, sucking too much dick. Ugh. Anyways, no big issue. Let's move on. Oh my god, I just swatched Cotton Candy. That is beautiful. Oh my god, it has me so moist. Next up, we have Snack, Brain Freeze, Jawbreaker, and what? Orange juice, sour, soaked raspberry, cotton candy, and lemon drop. And oh my god, these are so fucking pretty. I feel like I have the pride flag sitting on my hand. Like, damn. I will say the green sour is a little bit splotchy. Like, it didn't really want to swatch. I did kind of have to rub my finger back and forth a little bit, but I am kind of blaming that on the primer. I don't know what the fuck is up with it today, but it just seems to not be playing nicely with these shadows. These metallics though, oh my shit, they are fucking out of this world. So stunning. Like Jawbreaker, I can't tell if that's like a duochrome. It kind of looks like it has a shift. In fact, so does Orange Juice. It goes from like gold to orange. Oh, I like that. But like I said before, Cotton Candy, that is so pretty, but this does seem like the kind of shadow that'll just kind of fall off your eyes unless you like pack it on, but I feel like throughout the day, that's not really gonna stick. I could be wrong, but it just seems like one of those really thick, chunky shadows that doesn't play nicely on the eye. Very pretty to look at, but even as it's sitting on my wrist, I can just see it like flecking away. Overall, I think these look awesome. They feel great. I'm super pumped to use these. Oh my god, and Cotton Candy totally stains. Like, that's what I applied it with, and I keep rubbing and rubbing it off my finger, and nothing is coming off. Oh god. Oh yeah, she's stained. Whew, fuck. I do have some places to be later, and I don't want to give the impression that I have pink eye, so we might not use that one. I'm very glad we did swatches of these because I was so on board to fuck with that one today. Oh my god, but there is a lot of kickback on this one. Like, the imprint is almost gone just from that swatch. Still though, very pretty. Let's go ahead and move on. Did I just spit? Ugh. Always remember, spit, don't swallow. Just kidding, that's no fun. And here we have the last group, Bite Me, Cherry Wet, Tasty, Cone, and Delicious. And once again, these swatched really, really well. I did have to go over that blue a few times, but even so, it looks great. I do really think some of these shades don't want to play well with that primer. Fortunately, I'm not going to be using that primer on my eyes. I'm going to use an actual eyeshadow base. But even so, I do still think they look really, really good. I think that Bite Me is probably my least favorite shimmer because it is kind of on the splotchier side, whereas the other shimmers were like ultra creamy, super duper pigmented. This one, it's not like it's bad, it's just not my favorite. So let me go ahead and wipe these off my skin and we can jump right into a look. I am gonna warn you now, even though I say this pretty much every fucking video and it ends up being a big ass lie, I'm probably not gonna do some big, giant, grandiose look. I just am not feeling that with this palette. I want something a little bit more simple and wearable for like every day. Some of these colors I feel like we've seen in other Jeffree Star palettes, so I'm more curious about the pastels. I'm not saying any of the shadows actually are in the other Jeffree Star palettes, but they are a little bit reminiscent, so we'll go ahead and do a fucking look and see what we can create. For foundation, I'm gonna go in with this CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made in the shade M30. I've not done a makeup look or worn foundation or anything in so long because it's been so warm, so hopefully the shit doesn't all melt off in like the next 10 minutes. I am going in kind of light with it so that it's not like full coverage and like a mask on my face, so hopefully that'll help. Then for concealer, I'm gonna try this Uma Beauty one. This is in the shade My Fair Lady. I love their foundation, but I've not yet tried their concealer, so let's see how this is. It seems okay. I mean, I can still see the purple underneath my eyes, so maybe we'll go in with the second layer, but really today I don't want like full ass cake face, so we might just leave it. Then before anything starts creasing, I'm gonna set underneath my eyes and pretty much the rest of my face with my 100% pure Bamboo Blur powder. I love this stuff. All right, looks good. For primer, I'm going in with my Holy Grail. This is the NYX eyeshadow base, which, oh my god, it is so hot in here that this is liquid, but I'm just gonna place this all over the eye from lid to brow. And I think I'm gonna start by highlighting the brow bone with some Good Morning. I'm just gonna take that on kind of like a flat, fluffier brush, and I'm curious about this one because it didn't swatch that great, but It's actually applying really, really well. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is very, very milky and pigmented. That is why swatches really don't mean jack shit, because that looks fabulous. And then on that same brush, I'm gonna dip into Virgin and just place it right only on the brow bone, like right there. Oh my god, that is really bright. Okay, so maybe that wasn't the best choice, but I really wanted to see if these performed as terribly as they swatched, and they perform a million times better. The next shadow I'm curious about, I think, is this pink bubblegum. So I think on a fluffier brush, I'm gonna dip right into that. Oh wait, shit, I should put some powder down. Okay, that's better. No, this is not cocaine, it's just some RCMA translucent setting powder. Or is it? It is. Anyways, dipping back into bubblegum. I also like the fact that there's a big ass mirror in here. I know he's always been good about adding mirrors to his palettes, and this one is a honker. But with this, I'm just gonna go back and forth all along the crease line. Super gently, super lightly. Oh my gosh, that is pretty. I'm gonna dip back in because it does kind of go on very, very lightly, like not a whole lot shows up, but I'm hoping maybe we can really build it up. Yes, bitch, that is pretty fall. Oh, and it blends out very effortlessly. It doesn't appear to be splotchy. Sometimes with these brighter pinks, they do tend to be a little bit kind of weird, but I think this looks great. But with whatever's left on that brush, I'm just gonna kind of blend these edges out up towards the brow. That way that white I put down won't be so fucking popping. Holy shit. And I do remember one of the reviews saying that it does kind of build up, and I am noticing that. Like, you can go in super lightly, like even if you swirl your brush around, it's not going to pick up a whole lot of color. You do have to really go in a few times and build it up, which isn't something that I mind because it's a lot easier to add than it is to take away. The only issue with that is that you do kind of have to use a lot of shadow, so you're going to go through it quicker. But when it comes to these kind of bright colors, I really don't mind that you have to build it up. Alright, so there we have that. To get this level of pink, I probably had to dip in at least 5 times on each eye, and I guess I thought I was using a lot more than I was because the logo is still very, very there, and it doesn't really look like I've even used it. Next, I think I want a nice pop of purple right there in the inner corner, so I'm gonna go with Gumdrop, which that one definitely does have a lot of kickback, but as long as it's not going underneath my eye, I really don't care. But with this, I'm just gonna place it right here on the inner corner right there and kind of work it in maybe a third of the way, just so that we can really use one of these shimmers. I'm probably gonna end up cutting this crease, but I don't want to cover up this purple. And that too lays down very nicely. It is the slightest bit splotchy, but that might be because it's going over other pigment. But even so, I'm really not mad at it. I think it's very pretty. And unlike that pink one, you really don't need a whole lot of this for it to show up. Like, I've only had to dip in once per side versus the pink where I felt like I was taking up the whole fucking pan. And then just to add a little bit more of a color pop, I'm gonna take this blue, which is soaked, on this little teeny tiny brush, and I'm gonna place that even farther inside the corner right here. So that way it kind of goes like blue to a little bit of, oh my god, did I just get that on my nose? Ugh, okay, we're safe. Anyway, so it goes from like blue to purple to pink. That has great pigment to it as well. It is not splotchy. It is beautiful. And I'm not gonna cover up that purple, but I do want to drag whatever's left on the brush of this blue and kind of outline the eye. That way when we do cut the crease, it's kind of like on the cusp of the blue, so you can still see a little bit of it. Then for concealer to cut the crease, I'm gonna use this Makeup Revolution in the shade C3. Actually, no, I guess that's empty, so let's find a different one. Okay, this still has some in it. This is C9. Oh my god, that is empty too. Well, fuck. Okay, let's just stick to our tried and true Tarte Shape Tape. Then as a shimmer, ooh, do I want to do a shimmer or should I do a matte? Oh, I feel like we have to try at least one of these shimmers. Ooh, should I be bold though and do Lemon Drop? Oh, let's do it. So I'm gonna take a flat, dry brush and dip right in there, and ooh, that picks up beautifully. And I'm gonna go ahead and place that right on that crease that I cut. Oh, yeah, that does definitely have some fallout right there, which isn't that bad because I did place that powder down, so I'm not mad. But it is kind of like more is falling off than is going on. So maybe I'll have to like really press it into place like that. I feel like my eyes look like some kind of football team's colors. Maybe basketball? I don't fucking know. We did kind of lose a little bit of that purple, so I'm just gonna go back in with just a touch of Gumdrop. And I'm just gonna place it right above the blue. I don't want to go in too heavy because I don't want this to get muddy. But that purple is way too pretty not to be there. And just for shits, let's go in with a little bit of glitter liner right along the crease of the yellow. Just like that, add a little teeny tiny pop. I love how I was like, I'm just gonna do a simple fucking look. My god, I'm the biggest liar in the world. Then for the bottom lash, let's be a little bit brave and dip into fuck. Honestly, I'm only picking this because I wanted to say fuck, as if I need an excuse. And I'm just gonna place that all over the lower lash. I think my goal is to see if I can use every damn shade in this palette. Then to kind of smoke that out a little bit, I'm gonna go in with Licorice. Oh my god, that color is so pretty. We'll just take some of that right over the color I just laid down, kind of mix them together. And then right in between the lashes, a little bit of a raspberry, just to kind of darken things up. And then from his lipstick collection, I'm gonna take some Yes Ma'am right on the waterline. And I kind of want to try it as an eyeliner too. Well, that's interesting. It's not like it looks bad, it's interesting. And here we are with the final look. I know it's kind of a lot of color, but I'm also testing out this lipstick for a wear time test. This is Yes Ma'am, same one I used on the waterline and as a liner. Okay, so this isn't my favorite look I've done, but I feel like I was able to really use a lot of these shadows and get a general idea as to whether or not I like this palette. Even though I used a shit ton of colors, it never turned muddy, and you're still able to see like each color that I put down, kind of. But I gotta say, I think I fucking love this palette. I thought I was gonna be really fucking confused and not know what colors to choose from, but this is a really fail-safe palette. I mean, obviously, if you mix this green and this blue together, it's gonna create kind of a muddy look, but still, I feel like for the most part, even though these colors look like they're all just randomly put in, they are kind of touching complementary colors, which makes this palette a million times easier to use. I do still like the thing where I put my hand over half of the palette and use just those colors, but like for this look, I use those two colors, that color, that color, that color, that color, that color, that color. Did I use that color? I don't think I did, but that color. And then off camera, I did put a little bit of cotton candy on the outer corner, but you can't really see it. I just feel like there's so many fucking looks you can do with this palette. I mean, you could use all of them and you'd still create a really pretty eye look. I personally don't have the lid space to be able to do that, but somebody probably could. Raw Beauty Christie, could you do that, please? But even with all the colors that I used, I still think this is a really cool look. Is it the best look I've done? No, but I still really like it. So, final verdict for this palette. I do think it's really versatile. I think the quality is really good, something that I haven't seen from Jeffree Star in a long time. For me, it seems like his last few palettes have had a lot of inconsistencies, which makes me not want to reach for them, but this is something that I cannot wait to pick back up again. Like, I really do want to create a nice, simple pastel look with this, but then at the same time, I want to go so fucking bold. Like that blue, oh my god, it's so pretty. The shimmers are beautiful. Yes, they did have a little bit of kickback. I'm very glad that I put that powder down underneath my eyes to catch that fallout. But the mattes, they're beautiful, they're buildable, they stay true to their actual color. I don't really know that I have any complaints about this palette. Like, what the hell? So, do I recommend this palette? Obviously, fuck yes. Like, even if you aren't a color hoe like I am, there's still some neutral shades in here, and you can always add a little pop of color here and there. Do I think it's worth the price? Honestly, I do. You're getting really good quality shades and a ton of them. I'm just really fucking happy because it's been a long time since I've loved one of his palettes this much, and I love this. Good fucking job. Yes, honey. So, there you go. Don't forget, I am doing a giveaway. The link is down below. Like always, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell down below so that you're notified anytime I upload a new video. Don't forget, my newest collection of highlighters, including Black Ice, which does change from black to white, is available at thepoplix.com. Also, my latest album, Kiss of Fame, is available everywhere online that music is sold. Thank you so much to everyone who's supporting them. Comment down below, let me know what you thought of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at OfficialNady, and you can follow me online at thepoplix.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you again soon. Bye. Oh my god, my voice is giving out. Ugh.